Now, I get asked a lot, what was the best nymph patterns that I've ever fished? Mainly in sort of small trout fisheries and such like. Now, a lot of people don't know, but I actually worked, I was a fishery manager for 15 years, and basically when you're in the fishery manager, it's a trout fishery, and you get lots of opportunity to fish and mess about with flies. Now, most of the flies that I would fish, because I started in the rivers, I would be fishing like pheasant tail nymphs and such like. Now, I stuck to these, and these were by far the best flies in my box, and you may have seen these flies on YouTube, but the videos are getting a bit old and grainy looking, so I'm going to redo them. Now, I'm going to explain a wee bit more how I would actually fish these flies. Now, these 4 pheasant tail nymphs, especially the black and the natural brown, represented like midge pupa, carixa, like small pin fry, especially the black, the pearl and so on. But I could fish these in a certain way that I could easily represent these types of flies in the water, whether it be the carixa or midge pupa or a small pin fry. Now, when it came to shrimp, I just used a ball of fluff, this thing here. Just called it a bug. Now, it's a bug I used in the river. It was a sort of version of the killer bug, but for shrimp patterns and for hog louse, it was very simple, and I caught in that. So with these flies, I could basically fish the whole season. Main sizes between windy days, I would put a size 10 to hold, especially in the point when it came to these. Just to hold the cast and control the flies a wee or slow them up. But main sizes would be 10, 12s and 14s. Shrimp, it could be really depends. You could fish them any size, you still caught them. Getting them on the bottom was the trick, and fishing them so that the fish could come onto them. I usually target fish with these and any of these flies. But what I had as well, controlling the weight of the fly. If I wanted down deep water, sort of really deep, I just fished the copper tied versions. If I wanted sort of mid-water, I would have the copper on the point and the pearly tied one in the dropper. So you could mess around, or if you want it a wee bit higher, you could fish the 2 like pearly versions. But they're so simple to tie, like you really need to fill a box with these flies. I'm going to tie the 3 styles. I'm going to tie a weighted one, unweighted with the pearl, and the weighted, just the bug. Just the basically hog louse, shrimp, however you want to call it, but it's a good pattern. These all give an impression of something. Now, copper wire, use an extra small copper wire, UTC, anything like that. Extra small is the size to use. Hook, as I say, it's entirely up to yourself what hook you use. This is the hook I like to use at the moment, is the Fulling Bills, competition heavyweight. In this case, it's the black nickel one. It's a size 12. Now, it's quite simple. We just start the copper wire at the eye, and then controlling the turns by keeping the waist piece tight. Okay, nice, neat, tight turns with the copper wire. Just work your way to the back until you're basically in line, or in line with the barb of the hook. Now, it's the brown, just the natural brown pheasant tail. To line up the ends, just a good half a dozen fibres. Just 90 degrees for the stem, and line up the tips and then tail them away. Get the length of the tail not too long, we're looking less than the body. So just come over, a couple of turns, there's your tail, and then we just take this up like a rib like to the thorax length. So we're 2/3 of the way up. Now, to make it last a wee bit longer, what I like to do is put super glue on the copper wire, which will obviously stick the copper wire to the hook and hold the pheasant tail fibres. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm winding the pheasant tail fibre towards myself, the opposite way I wind the wire and the rib. So we get to this point, we come across, turn on the pheasant tail and I turn on the hook just to hold. Then we bring up the waist piece, which is my rib. Just quickly run it up, catch it in, and then we work towards the eye of the hook. Just take your turns neat as you can to the eye, bringing the pheasant tail fibre and even the waist piece in the top. Continue down to this point here. If you want to build up the thorax a wee bit more, you can do it. Just bring over your waist piece of the pheasant tail for the thorax cover, because we're going to tie off at the back. We do a turn just to hold. You'll see the waist piece of the wire in there as well, and then we whip finish. We do 3 turns, 1, 2, 3, and then we trim away everything, but leave a bit, maybe a mil and a half. This will give the impression of sort of wing buds, and there we are. So simple to tie. And then what you want to do is varnish the thorax. Now you do the black version of this with the copper wire as well. And there we are. And that's the first one. Just set this down. And we use the same hook, size 12 for the black version. Now when you can tie these, I can tie these just a minute. Don't take long once you start tying. You can fill your box in no time. And really, you'll not go wrong if you have a full box with these flies. This is Madeira. It's a what they call a metallic thread. This is a Pearly one. Now it's just basically got an antron fibre with a sort of pearl twist on it, which is the antron or the nylon fibre there just to give it the strength. You tie it the exact same way. Just start at the eye, just run it down, stop it in line with the barb of the hook, keep the waist for your rib. Your dyed black pheasant tail fibre, just bring them 90 degrees out, there we are, lined up. Tail length, not too long. If it's too long they break easy, so we have a couple of turns just to hold it. It's a wee bit short, so I'm just going to go back. There we are, and lift. Bring the thread up, 2/3 of the way. Again, I'm going to use the super glue just to make sure things are going to stay together. Cross, and then what we do is just again bring our pheasant tail fibre up the opposite way we wind our rib and with thread. Get to this point here, come across the pheasant tail, and then I turn onto the hook, which locks it in. Your waist piece, as I say, is your rib. Just we'll wind it up. And again, we control the materials. It's the waist piece of the pheasant tail and your rib. Just bring it on top, take it to the eye, and you build up the thorax a wee bit in this case. Now when you do the brown version of this, it's a Carixa. It'll represent Carixa. Now when you're doing that, you just flick the tip of the rod, give that Carixa type, jerky type movement to the nymph, or the beetle, sorry. Now we do a turn to hold, and then we do 3 turns, but finish, and again we trim at the back, leave some of the fibres for the wing buds, and then we can varnish the thorax. There you go. So that's the black version of the pheasant tail. Now a couple of coats of varnish will brighten that up. Now for the bug, I'm just using it's a super Grub. This is a full and bill hook, size 12 in this case. The device. Now I'm using the copper wire. It's really easy. What we do is the waist piece this time, keep it, you want a good sort of 4 inches from the back, 4 to 5 inches. Just catch it at the eye, come down a wee bit. Now fold it so you've got, this is going to rub the fly, catch it with the tip. The waist is the waist end now. This is going to be our rib. Now we catch this in. Take it round the bend. Now to make it easier for the copper wire to wind, I'm using a ceramic bobbin holder. This is the TM code, this is the heavy duty one. It will not sort of break the wire. If you use a metal one, the chances are it could snap. But just take your time. Now, for the body, I'm using a natural rabbit, natural grey rabbit. This is, believe it or not, from my daughter's rabbit. It's a Dutch blue type rabbit. It's called Bucky. So basically, I get some. He's She just brushes them, keeps the hair for me. You can buy natural grey, and then you can use like a UV blue Lite-Brite. And what I do is I blend it together. There we are. It's as simple as that. Dub it onto your dub's really easy. Don't be shy with it. Just dub it on. Slide it up, and then we want to form like a shrimp-like shape. Now, just before we start to come right up, I like to put on some super glue. It'll last much longer. And as we wind up, we just form a shape into the fly, or into the shrimp. It's thick in the centre, and then we want it to taper out towards the eye of the hook. So hopefully we've got enough here. Just need a wee touch more, tiny drop, just to finish off. It's a simple dressing, really simple. Make sure you give yourself plenty of room at the eye to tie off. And this is our double rib, which was our waist piece, just folded back. Just come up through, all the way up. Anything going forward, just draw it back. As I say, these are the simplest flies you could probably tie. Now what I'm doing is I turn to hold, and then whip finish. But 3 times. Now I just caught that, so I'm just going to bring that through between the loop. Tighten up, bend and break that way. You bend and break away the rib. Just take your time. Don't force it, just keep bending till it breaks. Now it just looks like that. Now to make it a wee bit more shrimp-like look, get some Velcro, and then you just brush it towards the point of the hook, so you get underneath. Get shrimpy-like look. And there we are. Now I could catch on these all season, and anywhere as well. So there are river flies, the flies that I originally would fish in the river, except for the pearly black one. That was tied to represent midge more than anything. But the plain brown one, and there we are. That's the 3 most productive nymph patterns I fished when I was a fishery manager in 15 years. So we've got the natural pheasant tail, weighted, unweighted, Carixa, midge, the black, weighted, again, midge again, pin fry, these are good pin fry, especially with the pearl, and there's obviously midge, and then for hog louse and shrimp, this one. And there we are. So 3 very simple patterns that you'll never go wrong with, especially for rainbows and brown trout. So I hope you enjoyed that.